I am Sara Logan, the City Clerk for the City of Ocean Shores, and we're here to do an overview of the City Council meeting that was held on January 24th, 2022. First and foremost, we'd like to welcome Andersen, who was appointed unanimously after the council vacancy was announced twice, and then all of the candidates, which there were 4, came to the City Council, interviewed, and the decision was made to appoint Andersen. The next order of business that the council had would have been old business, and that was an ordinance that would put the portable and vehicle stereo equipment noise in the correct ordinance. It was recently taken out of 10.08 and it had to be put somewhere, and that was the best place to put it. The council did vote with 4 yes votes and 2 no votes to pass that ordinance, enacting it as ordinance number 1080. The next order of business that the council received was a resolution for the 2020 Ocean Shores Comprehensive Plan. This has been a long-standing commitment by both Planning Commission and council, lots of review process, and we had finally made it to the point where the Ocean Shores Comprehensive Plan was passed by resolution, and this happened with the council voting unanimously at 6 votes. The last order of business that had council action was a request to accept an award from the State of Washington Emergency Medical Service Credentials. And this is a $1,125 award provided to the city annually that gets used for EMS equipment or services only. The council finished up by talking about semi-developed lots and extensions on the camping permits throughout the city. And also they talked about the American Rescue Plan funding and providing a study session for the council to look into how those funds can be allocated and what they can be allocated for. And that study session is planned for sometime in February of 2022. If you'd like to watch the full extent of the meeting, you can visit www.osgov.com and go to Council Recordings under the Government tab. Thank you.
All right. City Administrator report for the 24th of January 2022. First item is utility shutoffs of unpaid accounts will begin tomorrow. So on January 25th, 2022, utility shutoffs for unpaid accounts begin. However, as a reminder, the City of Ocean Shores has partnered with CCAP for utility assistance. For more information and to see if you qualify, contact the Coastal Community Action Program directly. I have a phone number here for those listening at home, 360-533-5100, or simply visit their website at CCAP.org. Ocean Shores Fire Break on January 10th, 2022. City of Ocean Shores Council confirmed moving forward on Phase 2 of the Fire Break Clearing Project. The current work will address approximately 7.5 acres. The work consists of a survey of the site layout, the clearing of vegetation both mechanically and by hand, spreading chips and uncovering trails and lawns. And I just want to remind everyone, the primary goal of this project is an Ocean Shores Fire Department goal. It's for protection and loss of life and protection of property and essential infrastructure for fire loss. It is not yet meant to serve as a park or a recreational area at this time. Point Brown crosswalks funding was obtained through the Washington State Department of Transportation Improvement Board 5-year plan. The project cost estimate for our sidewalks for our crosswalks, was $230,000, and the Transportation Improvement Board will be paying for nearly 80% of that cost, meaning the city will only have to pay $48,000 in matching funds. The crosswalks will be constructed at the intersection on Point Brown, and the SCG Alliance was selected through the procurement process in 2020. The improvements will also include construction of the crossing, 2 median islands, flashing beacons, and associated signage. The project is expected to be completed by the end of this year. Grace Harbor County Emergency Management is currently collecting damage assessments if your home or business was damaged by a flood. You can go to Grace Harbor County's Emergency Management website, or if you need further assistance, if your property or business was damaged by the recent flooding that was very heavy on Andersen shores, you can call 360-249-3911. And I will let the mayor discuss some of the other major pertinent events that happened in the last week of the city during the election. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Mayor's report. A lot of stuff's going on. Fire, we've had flooding, we've had a tsunami, we've had COVID, and we've had snow. And the power is still on. So I'm getting used to dealing with emergencies. So I'll go a little bit later on that. But one of the great news that we have is the jetty repair. We've been working on this since ever, probably before that I was on the council. The Army Corps of Engineers earmarked $10.945 million to repair the jetty. And their official statement is complete repair, although I do not believe that that is enough money for complete repair, but I don't know what their definition of complete is. But as many projects, there's many moving parts, and the timing is still unknown. So we're still working on getting some details, but do not assume that they're going to be down there this week and working on it. But anyway, up to this point, we've always been told that we've been on the list, but they never told us that we had any money to do that. So I really appreciate all the work that Mayor Dingler and Representative Derek Tillman have done to keep this project moving. This is one of the biggest projects that we will have in Ocean Shores and will significantly make a major impact for our city, especially when it comes to erosion in the south end, and especially with our sewage treatment plant. So very happy with that. Unemployment, the employment updates of where we are as far as the hiring that the city council has given us. We have the full-time code enforcement officer that closes tomorrow. The entry lateral firefighting and paramedic that closes at the end of the month. So far, we do not have any application for that, so hopefully that will change. The assistant fire chief was posted officially today, and the following positions that I'm going to list are either closed or filled. The police administrative assistant, the job is closed. Interviews are being conducted on Saturday, January 22nd. The police records clerk, job closed. Interviews are conducted on January 22nd. Public Works Director, job is closed, and interviews are being conducted currently. COVID-19, definitely we have issues and concerns that we need to continue to work on. Just a timeline that on December 23rd to December 30th, we had 189 confirmed cases and 2 deaths. Following week, December 30th to January 6th, 288 confirmed cases and 0 deaths. January 6th to January 13th, 815 confirmed cases and 4 deaths. And January 13th to January 20th, 747 confirmed cases and 5 deaths. Obviously, it's still an issue. I think probably most of us know someone who has gotten COVID. And again, we just need to be very vigilant of what we're doing. We have upcoming, the next city chats will be Wednesday, February 2nd, 2022. We're going to have Public Works. That will be Scott Andersen and Marshall Reed. We're going to be talking about zoning enforcement, flooding, snow, and ice. We may or may not have a new Public Works Director at that time. I don't know. And then the following city chat, we're going to do it the first Wednesday of every month. The following one is that we're going to have Angie Folkers, and we're probably going to bring somebody in that talks about bond, talk about the finance of the city, just to give an education to the citizens on basically how our finances are working and have any questions like that. So we're going to continue to do that, every month. Tsunami. I had tsunami warning, and there's some feedback. First of all, I was very pleased with our staff. In fact, I've gotten several comments from other cities on how well it was performed. Now there's some things on tsunami that we found out that, number one, that it didn't raise to the alert, so if the radio station was not alerted, your radio at home wasn't alerted, and we had a lot of conversation of that. Because one of the biggest things, you hear a tsunami and you turn on the news, is should I leave or not leave? And so one of the things we're going forward, we talk to the radio station, is communicating of what we know on the most current issues. I mean, whatever it's going to be, whether this is just a warning or needs to be more. The good thing is that we activated our command center, which Chief Logan is our leader of our command center. They did a great job, and we're on the phone with emergency management, and we're getting reports from wherever the tsunami is hitting. And with that, then we determined that setting up some type of alert, Facebook posting, etc., on our city web pages is what we did. So we intend to go forward on further ones on having a very strong social media post, as well as working on setting up text alerts, as well as working with the radio station to break in with their messaging, even if it doesn't go through the emergency. And we talked about Grace Harbor. Apparently they have an opportunity. They have an option where they can send a non-emergency alert that tells you basically it's not an emergency, but it's emergency. And the biggest, most of the phone calls we got, people wanted to know what was going on. So we worked on that, and we activated CERT to control the beaches. And the reason why we made the decision on the beaches is because we were at high tide, king tide, and if there anything that was out of the ordinary, could have had people stuck on the beach. But of course, when you close the beach, what happens? People want to go to the beach. So I don't know if there's anything we can do with that, but we did the best that we could. But I was very pleased with the entire staff of the police and the fire, as well as our city administrator, as well as Sara, as far as on the communication. And I was glad that nothing happened, but it was a very good exercise for us to work through. So we'll continue to fine-tune that, and we've been basically very focused on working with Grace Harbor. Nikki?
I just want to clarify, you used the term warning. Warning twice. I just want to make sure everybody understands we did not reach that stage. We were ever advisory with that.
Right, and the higher alert has to be 3 feet in order for it to activate. So that's the reason why it's like that. Okay, so that's where we're with the tsunami. And then I would like to call on Chief Logan again to give some recognition to her team.
On Friday night, most of you have seen on social media and news that there was an accident out there on 115 where a car failed to negotiate this big turn that we have out here and ended up in our swampland area, I guess you could say. Which is normally at about waist deep. Apparently it was quite a bit deeper than that with the rain that we've been having this winter. And ended up on the top. And the sergeant that arrived on scene was able to get the driver out, who was actually on her stomach, face down in the vehicle. He was able to get to her and get her turned over and up into a position to where she could have her head above the water. He couldn't get her all the way out of the vehicle, but he was able to keep her in that position until the fire crew arrived to assist him to actually get her out of the vehicle. So she was okay. It was Washington State Patrol's jurisdiction, so they came in and took over the scene after she was out of the water, and she ended up being taken into custody for DUI. But my staff did an amazing job to get there in a hurry, and she was very lucky that they were able to do do what they did.
And very much thank you, and we're going to do an award later on with them, but again,